Why don't we create a space for this animation to live in?
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a room. It's white. There are four walls around you. You can add things. You can add a bird, a cat, a chair, whatever you'd like. Make sense so far?
Absolutely makes sense so far.
Are there any windows in the room?
No. No windows. Just white. I like the idea that the window is whoever is looking in at us is looking through the window.
Okay.
So you could zoom in through the window to see us or to see me either in our little white room.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Neil Gaiman. I'm a writer of stuff and things, and when people say to me, so what do you write? Do you write adult books or kids books? Do you write novels or comic books? Do you write TV or films or songs or articles? I normally say yes, and then they say which, and I say just all the things you said, and then they stop talking to me because they know that I'm lying. I really am. I'm a bit all over the place. I know that you should specialize, but I like just doing everything.
I think in this day and age, it's great to do everything. I think there's a big value in having your hands in a lot of things. It's so exciting too, to draw and talk and write. I think every creative person should do all those things.
Sometimes I think that life is kind of like, when I was a kid, I used to go to the proper English old-fashioned sweet shops, these candy stores, which had bottles and bottles on high shelves of every kind of candy there could possibly be. And right now, creatively, I kind of feel like I've been locked in a sweet shop overnight, and my single task is to get my little fists into as many of these bottles as I can before dawn. Because at some point somebody's going to come and open the sweet shop and it will all be over. It's going to be over. But until then, okay, if I want to do TV, I can do it. Look, I can climb up onto that shelf and I can put my finger in and I can pull out these gobstoppers and these licorice whistles and all of these sort of peculiar things.
I'd like to ask a question from Bad Whip, who posted on the R Writing subreddit, and he asked, how do you break through artistic limitation, and what gives you the courage to venture into territory yet uncharted?
Ignorance. Ignorance is fantastic. Ignorance is wonderful, because especially the kind of ignorance where you don't know that something is impossible. You don't even know that it's meant to be difficult. You don't know that people aren't meant to do it, so you do it. And so many of the great pieces of art that have been made by people who didn't know that what they were doing was not something that you were meant to do. Limitations for an artist are wonderful because they give you things to fight against.
Pirate Lord Bush from the R Neil Gaiman subreddit asked, in your opinion, why is it that we as humans have this overwhelming curiosity/interest for gods, heroes, and deities?
People like having goals. People like having places to go. And heroes and stories give us people to aspire to. They give us a nature to aspire to. Gods are wonderful because the world is a huge place, and people try and impose form on things. People try and find stories in things. We are a story-creating race. It could well be that the thing that has actually got us out of the African savannah into skyscrapers and planes really is stories.
It's this urge that we can't explain, that we do it almost the way bats echolocate, ducks migrate. We watch these animals do these incredible things. We're like, how do they know? I mean, we also have instincts, though, as humans.
Absolutely. We tell stories. It's what we do. Ants milk aphids. People, I could not milk an aphid. Give me a tiny bucket and an aphid. I could not milk that aphid, but I can tell stories.
You're still in that white room. Have you forgotten about the white room?
No, I know that I'm still in a white room.
Would you like to add anything to the white room?
Apart from tiny aphids with buckets underneath them, and perhaps some ants, with boots and things coming in and milking them. I'd love a volcano, just a little volcano in a corner.
From R Sandman, the subreddit, we have a question from Gwir. I have no idea. It's GWR. How would you pronounce that?
I'd probably pronounce it Gwir, but
better than mine.
It'll probably turn out that it's actually Welsh and it's pronounced, Llywelyn Crocla. And so, what is Gwir?
He wants to know if there's a full listing of the names of the Ravens of Dream, and if so, where can he find it?
The only one I think is in my head, you could compile one from you could go into Sandman and you could figure out the ones that have been listed, from Lucian to Aristeas of Marmora on, and there's even a couple of ravens that don't get named, and you know that they aren't Matthew. They predate Matthew, but who they are, we don't know. They just get named as Dream's Raven at the time. So no, they tend to they last a long time. The ravens, they normally stick it out for a few hundred years before they get bored.
I have to thank you for talking to me. This has been incredible.
It's been so much fun, Dominic. Thank you. I hope that one day you come and let me out of my white room, and with my volcano and my ants and my notebook. And until then, just make sure I have lots and lots of ink so that I can keep writing.
What I look like, a violin?
Keep it, it's yours.
Hmm?